Hey guys, welcome to Kal-El Reviews. This is Chris. We've got another Transformers or third-party transforming robot review. This is Perfect Effects Warden, their PE-DX03. So he is their IDW Fort Max, and also, as you'll see with a few modes, he's actually a parts upgrade type thing for the original Fort Max toy. So he turns into a head and a few little bits. So anyway, this is him, IDW Fort Max. Very, 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 very awesome. I have a huge liking for this guy. Extremely well made, very intricate. The paint on this guy is phenomenal. Articulation is fantastic, balance is fantastic. I'll show you a lot of these things shortly. But first I just want to cover what he comes with in the box, and then we'll get to the articulation and accessory. Idiot. I'm going to cover the accessories. We'll cover the articulation. How it's made as well. I just want to cover a few little things that they've done really well on this figure. Then we'll move forward to the different modes, and of course the head mode, and then we'll finish up at the end. So, okay guys, accessories wise, he comes with this, which we'll find out what it's for very soon. Comes with 4 missile spam pods that have a little tab on the top like this, and others have 2 tabs like that. So there are 4 of those. Comes with a handgun, which also doubles for part of his head. Again, you will see that shortly. He comes with one mighty big ass gun, and that at the moment is in its Fort Max mode. I'll show you how to change that soon. So very, very cool. You can see the paint on it is just awesome. Very, very nice. Anyway, so here's that. The tracks, which you'll see soon, they do move, so they will roll, and they are on ball joints, so you can position them how you want, and awesome paint all through that. So you have that. The other thing you have is this, and this, which is a stand. With that, you can just slot that into any one of those holes, pick up the clip that you just dropped, which is right there. That clip will actually just sit on top of that, like so. And what you do with that clip is you get Fort Max. You lift up his little butt flap, and it's a little out of focus, but just there are 2 little tabs that will slot over, and then he will peg onto that, and then you have him on his stand. But I'm not going to use that, so I'll pull that back off, pull that off his butt, put his butt flat back down, put him back there, and we'll piss this off. So again, it just unslots. So it's a big PE stand. It's massive, be good if you're putting in a detail for some type of jumping pose. You'd think you'd need it for balance for super mode, but surprisingly you won't. So we'll see that in a minute. So that's the accessories, guys. There. So to get that out of the way, we'll cover some articulation, then we'll go into the super mode. Okay guys, we've got Fort Max here. And I'm on sort of an angle here, so if this hand blocks things out, I do apologise. Now, articulation is good. Here's the headmaster, but you've got a little bit of rotation there, and then the neck will move, and that will allow just a little bit of pivot back and forth there. Shoulders will go in and out there, and they'll also go in and out there, so he can reach very high. If you don't want to do that, that has a full rotation up, so he can point his arm in the air, and just showing you the joint there. It does have a bicep swivel, a 90-degree elbow, but it will go just that little bit further. His hand is on a swivel, and his hand will open up like so. So bring that down. And while I've got the arms there, just show you lots of detail under here. Very nice. I didn't need to put that there, but they have. So that's there. You have a waist, which is on a very tight clickety clackety ratchet joint, which is awesome. He also has an ab crunch, which is, hey, can't complain with that. All of these flaps on his body will lift up. So just to show you, he has universal hips there. They will ratchet forward and back all the way. They will just swing out like so. High thigh swivel, a very big knee bend, and that, and a ball jointed ankle so he can tilt forward, back, and also his heel will move and his toe will move if you want to get a running pose or something like that. They do move. Now, the construction on this guy is great. Something that's really cool on here is these sections here, down here, are die cast. Die cast, right? Now what that means is it's got a bit of weight down here. So if you wanted to, you can put him in a pose and he will hold it very easily, to the point where if you get the feet in the right position, he will hold something very... So we've got die cast out here, die cast there, not falling over. Please check out my gallery, which you'll see a link below, and I've done a few poses with this guy that you can really see how versatile this articulation and weight distribution is. So you can move that flap out of the way, and he will... So he's actually got quite a bit of lean there. I'll just turn that to show you, and he will hold that all by himself. No stands, no clips, no wires. So very cool. So very well balanced, extremely well made, and great sort of feeling heft. While we've just got him in this mode, we'll just put him there, and I'll just bring someone in for a size comparison. There is Generation Sandstorm, so roughly about the same size, a lot more mass to Warden though. So that's him. We'll do one more. If you watch my reviews, you know I use this guy a lot. There's Knockout, and you can see Warden is quite large. So there you are. There's a size comparison. I'll just show you how he interacts with some of his gun, and then we'll move on to his super mode. Now, before I move on to the super mode, I just want to show you some of the paint detailing on Warden. So if you look there, has some fantastic metallic paints there. Just all over, he has a really nice paint finish. Very well done. You can see there the blue where the light picks up. That's actually the more of a natural colour to it. The light makes it seem a little bit darker than it is, but very cool. I'll just zoom up a bit. There is his head again. I'll just bring him forward. So there is Warden's head. A bit of light into his eyes. So very cool. Again, it is very Fort Max looking. So, and you can see that neck joint I was talking about in there that will move around. Okay, let's figure out how to put him into super mode. Okay guys, to put him into super mode, first of all, we're just going to pull off these missile pods, just like so, just like, come on, so awkward from behind the camera. So we got those. It actually says to put them that way, but I like to flip them over, and there's a tab there, and on the inside of these there's a little grey thing. You just flick that up and it will just bring out a little tab there, and it just tabs into the leg. So same on this one, little tab there, a couple of fingernails this morning, so kind of hard to get them out. And same thing. So they will just tab into the legs, like so. Now, we get our backpack, like that. I'm actually going to unfold that section there, like that. Turn him around, and this is going to peg onto the back of Warden, like this. Just presses on over like that. So he has his tank treads there. Get our little missile pods before, similar clip system, just like that. And they will go onto the treads into these little holes. So peg that in, and you can put them in any position you want, really. Peg that in, one on the top there, peg that in, you fold over, he fell over, and he's doing it all the time now. Now I do assure you here, he will balance once you get everything into position. Will balance quite well. So there is his backpack. Just get the one thing you got to make sure you do is make sure those heels are touching the ground, otherwise he will fall over. Now he does have his gun here, which will go in his hand normally, but what we're going to do is just fold that back, leave that in that position, turn him around, and there's a little tab there. Just going to tab that into his back and just set that like that. So and there he is in super mode, so you can see that big ass cannon on there, and you know, he's a little bit weighty either way, but he will balance quite fine. So I don't mind super mode, but it's just a bit too much going on. So what we'll do, I'll just rip this down, and we'll just show you how to do the scout tank, and we'll just cover the gun tank as well. Okay guys, so scout tank mode. So you've got your tank here, just pop that open, fold this section out and the panel there, and fold that back down like so. Get your missile pods again, and then position them wherever you like, but you're going to turn the missiles towards the front. So again, position them wherever you like, just put them on the front. So again, on there, position to the front, so you get missiles like that. Grab Fort Max, pull off the headmaster, which like so, and we're also going to pull off that section there. Just put him aside. Now with this section, we're going to use these two tabs here, lift that, and they are going to peg into those two little holes there. So just get them into the right spot, and in they go. Fold that little tab up there, fold that up there, fold those back. Get your head to transform him. Simply just fold that little tab there and unfold the legs. So he, put him into a seated position. It's going to slot into here, like so. So it sits in there, fold those down like that, and there you have him in his scout tank mode. So that's pretty much that. It's a bit of a throwaway mode. It's nothing really special, but it is what it is. So they do give you an extra mode, so you can't complain sort of too much. Just double check that I've got that correct. Yep. And the only other thing with this mode is because these are on ball joints, you can position him and have him in like a sort of four-wheel drive, and you can drive along like so. Okay, so I'm not going to show you the transformation for the gun tank mode, it's a bit involved, but I will put it in that mode and throw a clip in so you can have a see at it. Okay guys, here's your gun tank. So that's your tread section, that's your main body with that chest piece there and the gun, the main gun. And now, a lot of people don't like this because it uses a lot of parts forming, but hey, at least they found a mode that you can use all the parts on. So these guns actually hold this gun on here. Without those, that just will flop off. So you need those on there. These ones hold the body together. So I'll just rotate that around for you. So that's how it looks from the front. And again, back to the side. So that is your gun tank. So that's cool for what it is, and just to show you, just bring that back around. In there is actually the little headmaster. So he actually has a pilot seat for the gun tank. So just thought I'd show you that, and we'll move on and transform our robot into head mode. So this will end this part of the video here, and I'll do part 2 as another video, otherwise it's going to be really long. Okay, gun tank, Chris, your viewer. Ciao.